Viewers, welcome today to our discussion as regards the Supreme Appeal Court judgment which Ugochiyere has ignorantly reacted to, and in so doing also claimed that it will soon be the turn of the acting national chairman to be removed. Now, permit me, viewers and party faithful, to diffuse and fumigate the ignorance of Ugochiyere by referring us to section of our constitution which is the grand norm of our party. Now, in section which I've said in several platforms and fora, section 35 subsection 3c is very clear, expressly clear. Section 45 subsection 2 is very clear. Now, section 47 subsection 6 part B, which they rely on, the framers of the constitution knew that there would be a time when someone not from the same region, not from the same zone with the chairman will emerge as acting national chairman. That is what section 47(6) is to address. Damagu is from the north. The same region, the same zone with the ousted national chairman. If you look at section 35 subsection 3d, it says in the absence of the national chairman and the absence of the deputy national chairman from his zone, the deputy national chairman from the other zone takes over. In that instance, section 47(6) can be applied in order for the deputy national chairman from the other zone not to perpetuate himself in office, for the office to return back to the zone or region that produced the national chairman. That is why the framers of the constitution brought in section 47(6), and not when the chairman, the deputy chairman, is from the same zone and the same region with the national chairman, the ousted national chairman. That is what I want Ugochiyere to know, and party faithful. Also, let us know that a court of competent jurisdiction has given ruling judgment that Ambassador Damagu remains as chairman until the 2025 convention. Some party faithful that were aggrieved by the greed and inordinate ambition of some of our leaders who want to, by all means, remove Ambassador Damagu, went to the court to seek interpretation. And the Federal High Court graciously granted the order that Ambassador Damagu is legally sitting on that seat. Having said that, let me go to the position of the National Secretary, which the Appeal Court has given judgment. Now, in our Constitution, I want to read it for us to understand clearly where I'm coming from. Section 47 subsection 5 said, any officer elected into the executive committee of the party at any level may, underline the word, may resign his or her office by giving 30 days notice in writing to the appropriate executive committee, first clause of that sentence is very clear that a member, an NWC member or is SWC member, can decide to resign or not to resign. But in doing so, you must give notice to the party. If it is appointment, if it is seeking for a permanent appointment with any public or civil service, you can resign within a month if you so wish. But in the case of election, which is the B part of it, it said, except in the case of resignation for the purpose of vying for an elective office, which shall be effective within the period stipulated by the guideline. Underline the word guideline. If, for example, the framers in the mind of the framers of the Constitution is that they are avoiding contradiction and confliction, because if this section, the first paragraph, which in English can be referred, is independent or can be referred to a non-restrictive relative clause, says that you should send in your resignation if you so wish within 1 month. What if a party guideline or the electoral say you should resign 3 months to the time? And that is what brought about the second paragraph, which says that for except in the case of resignation for the purpose of vying for an elective office, which shall be effective within the period stipulated in the guidelines issued for such elective office by the National Executive Committee of the party or the State Executive Committee in respect of the local government elections. It is not saying that you should resign. He used the word may, which is discretionary. The national chairman can decide, the national secretary or whoever can decide to resign or not to resign. That section is saying that in the case of contesting an election, you should follow the guideline and not the 1 month duration given by the first paragraph for you to resign. For example, if the Electoral Act or the party guideline says you should resign 3 months to the election, this one, the first paragraph, you will not stand. Is the second paragraph that will stand, that you should resign 3 months to election. That is what that section is saying, not that you will resign. And we've had precedents. The former national treasurer from Ekiti State, when contested governorship, lost, came back to continue his function as national treasurer. And thank God the national secretary has appealed that judgment. But let me also take us further to expose the ignorance of Ugochiyere. Now look at section 48, subsection 1. It says, subject to the provision of this constitution, any member holding any office in the party at any level shall deem to have resigned that office if he or she assumes any office if any member assume any of the following offices. Assume, underline the word assume. Now it said at G-I-H-I, it said governor or deputy governor. The question is, has Anyanwu assumed as the governor of Imo State? The answer is no. It did not say assume a candidacy. It said assume the office of a governor. Anyanwu only became the candidate or the flag bearer of PDP in Imo State and has not assumed as governor of Imo State. So he cannot, because of the fact that he is the candidate of PDP, resign his position. It's the constitution. Go and read it. So Ugochiyere is misinforming Nigerians and party faithful. A philosopher said that an ignorant person that have access to the media is a great danger to the society. And Ugochiyere is a great danger to the party. And we want to ask, where is Ugochiyere? 18 council chairmen from Edo State were unjustly, for no just cause, removed by the State Assembly. We didn't hear Ugochiyere address World Press Conference. Members, his colleagues from the opposition, one from PDP from Delta State, House of Rep member, and several from Labour Party, DCAM, we didn't hear Ugochiyere address World Press Conference or react to it because ego no dey involved. It is only the minority leader, Honorable Ogundu Kingsley Chinda, that spoke. And the constitution only recognized Honorable Chinda as the leader of the opposition in Nigeria. Ugochiyere is just lousy and noisy, using CUPP as an hustling platform, which he has been using right from the time he unfortunately joined politics. And let me say this, someone has been saying that Rivers money for Rivers people. The question is Ugochiyere Rivers man? Because it has been alleged that Ugochiyere has turned the Rivers State government into an ATM machine. That is why everything that happens in Rivers State, he will speak about it. Your guess is as good as my guess. Because there is no ATM, he has not been able to turn anybody in Edo State to ATM machine, just like he has turned the governor of Rivers State into an ATM machine. that has even made him to abdicate his responsibility as a legislator representing the good people of Idiato South and North. What else do we think that will convince us to tell PDP faithful that that young boy is just a propagandist and a contractor to the governor of Rivers State to distract PDP and cause confusion in PDP for their own personal interests? Because he has been able to secure, from what we are hearing, it has been alleged that he has secured sponsorship from Governor Sim to sponsor his governorship ambition in the next election in Imo State, just like he did with the former governor that ensured that he sponsored his candidacy, secured ticket for him and sponsor him to go into the House of Rep. And also, let me add to this. The Rivers State PDP chairman should, without further delay, report an impostor who is calling himself the state chairman or whatever of PDP, using the name of the party, to be making public statements. Edwin Woko, that is claiming to be PDP state chairman. Congress was conducted. A chairman emerged, as a state executive committee emerged, and the NWC has ratified that one. I haven't said that, party faithful. We want to say to our Christian brothers and sisters, a Merry Christmas. I want to say that this season symbolizes sacrifice and love. We urge all party faithful to make the needed sacrifice. Since we claim to love PDP, let us make the needed sacrifice for the unity, peace, progress, and oneness of PDP in order for us to be victorious come 2027 as we move into the year 2025. Thank you and God bless PDP. God bless Nigerians.